Hello, Rascals. Welcome back. I'm Miss Shannon. Thank you for stopping by to Reading Rascals. I teach an online reading program for children ages 4 to 8. I also like to make educational videos to help supplement your learning. Today, we will be talking about time. What do all those clocks mean to us? We have digital time and a wall hand clock. What's the difference? Now, Rascals, you're going to need to know two concepts before you start talking about time. One of them is, can you look at 12 numbers and tell us what they are? Can you tell a 2 from a 6, an 8 from a 4? If you can tell numbers 1 through 12 out of order, in order, that's a great start to telling time. The second skill we need to know is, can you count by fives to the number 60? And the reason that's important in telling time is because that minute hand is going to start moving around the clock. 5, 10, 15, 20, all the way around to 60. There are 60 minutes in an hour, and we need to be able to count by fives. Now, as always, Rascals, don't worry, you'll get there. If we're not there yet, it's okay. We'll keep trying. If you feel like you know those skills, let's begin. When we are building a clock, some of you might already have one that you can move those hands, the hour and the minutes around. That's great. For those of you who don't have one of those, I'll show you how to make one with probably what you have at your house. I made a really large clock so you could see it a little easier. Now, I used a pizza box. I did. I just cleaned it off and then I painted it. You can paint it whatever color you want. I started with my 12 at the top. 12 always begins your clock at the top. Then what I did was I took my finger, went straight down and put my 6. Then I went side to side, my 3 and then my 9. And then I started to fill the other numbers in. Now remember, Rascals, when I told you we need to know what those numbers are, here's why. So here's my 12. I'm going to move over to my, what do I put? Yep, 1. Then 2, our 3 is already there. 4, 5, our 6 is waiting for us. 7, 8, up to 9 that's already there. 10, 11, back to who? Who did we start with? Yes, you're right, we're back up to 12. Then I took 2 different colors. I like my short hand for my hours and my long hand for my minutes to be 2 different colors. I think that's easier for us to notice when we're building our clock. Then I took just a little brad to hold them in place, so then I could start moving them around as I practice. That's one way you can build your clock. Maybe a little simpler way, if we don't have as much time, is to just go online, pick a face of a clock that you like. I thought this one was cute with the little bear in the middle. Then you could take a piece of cardboard if you want your clock to be a little sturdier. Now you have a choice. You can use the whole paper and make your clock that big, or you can cut it smaller and cut your cardboard smaller to match. Glue it on. See where that cute little nose is for your bear? That's where your brad is going to go. I used a pretty large brad because I have a large clock. But if you want a smaller one, go ahead, get a smaller size and then use your 2 hands. Now, did you hear that, Rascals? Those things on your clock are called hands. Isn't that funny? You have a short hand that tells us the hour. We always start with the hour, Rascals. And then we have our long hand that talks about the minutes. Okay, let's begin by practicing those counting by fives. I want you to think of your body as a right side and a left side. There's a little line that goes right down the middle. I want your hands to meet me in the middle. We're gonna cross that body. Now, think of it when we skip, when we swing those arms, when we climb. I want us to get used to using your left, right. It's just great for reading, moving across that page. Okay, let's get those fives going. We're going to meet in the middle, almost like patty cake. Here we go. 5, meet back in the middle, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. You did it. We made it all the way around that clock, counting in groups of 5. Okay, let's do it one more time. You're going to have to help. Hands meet in the middle. 5. What's next? Good. 10, 15, 20, 25. Good. 30, 35. Yes, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. You did it. We made it all the way around that clock again. So let's practice. Remember what we talked about. We're always going to start with the hour and then move to the minutes. Today in this video, we will only be working on o'clocks. When our long hand, our minute hand is up at the top, we say o'clock. Now, if I wanted you to find 7 o'clock, now this is where knowing those numbers really help. I want you to look at your clock, and we need to point our hour hand, Miss Shannon's is in the color blue, to the number 7. Do you see it? Am I there? No. Am I there? Yes. So now I would read this as 7 o'clock. Now, here's where it gets fun, rascals. Remember when I mentioned digital time? Digital time is that time that you would see on your iPad, on a computer, sometimes on your television, on a cell phone. So here's what digital time means. You maybe have seen it, but not sure what those dots mean. So let me explain. My hour still comes first. I always read the hour first. What hour do I have? You're right, 7. Then those dots separate the hour from the minutes. When I want to read digital time as o'clock, I use 00. So I would read this as 7 o'clock. Now take a look, rascals. This is the same thing. Digital time says 7 o'clock. Your wall hands say 7 o'clock, same time. Now let's see if you can hear that. And I'm going to write a digital time, and then let's see if you can make your clock say the same. I want my clock to say this. So take a look at the hour. Always start with the hour. So your shorthand on your clock is going to go to what number? You're right, to 9. Then we see those 0 zeros. What does that mean to us? Do you remember from the last time? Those 0 zeros is going to say o'clock. Now I'm going to my wall clock. Remember where I started. I need to find the 9 first. My hour time goes to my 9. My minutes are at the top, 9 o'clock. It means the same. Digital time, wall time, right? So you're using your hands and your dots. 2 different ways, but it means the same thing to us. Okay, now let's see if we can go the other way. Miss Shannon's going to find a time on the wall clock. You're going to try to write on your whiteboard the time using digital with the dots. I would like you to make this time on digital time. What would that look like, rascals? We always begin with the hours. So Miss Shannon's blue hour, right? You see my hand is pointing to the what number? You're right. So you'd write the 3 first, then you would put your dots, and then reminder, what does that mean when your minutes is all the way up? How would we say that? You're right, we'd say it as o'clock. Now think, how would you write that in digital time? Let's see how you did. So once again, our hour is 3. We have our dots to separate. 00 means the same thing as o'clock. Here we go. Same time, digital time. Then this is the one that we use our hands for it, right? Those hands on the clock. Okay, last one. I'm going to start you with digital. You see if you can move it on your hand clock. We're sticking to just o'clocks today. Let's get a really good handle on that one. Okay, look at my digital time. Who's my hour, rascals? Where do I begin? Okay, so you're going to put your short hand on that hour. Then your long hand, your minutes, is staying up at the top of your clock. What does that look like? So my digital time will read 6 o'clock. Now let's see if we can make that, or let's see if you already made it on your other clock. So here we go. 6 is my hour. O'clock is my minutes. Nice job, rascals. Now, if you started working on the time and you realized, I'm not sure that I can count to 5s all the way up to 60, or I didn't know that was a 7, Miss Shannon. It's okay, honeys. Keep practicing those 2 skills. I like to teach telling time around the second half of kindergarten. Now, remember, Miss Shannon doesn't teach to age. I teach to readiness. So if your child can already count by 5s to 60, can tell you those numbers out of order, in order, then you're ready. But do not push until we're ready, rascals. You got this. Remember, we don't give up. I'll see you next time, rascals. If you need me, you can go to my website at readingrascals.org or email me at info@readingrascals.org. Take care, rascals.